pulses with electric anticipation. A sea of faces illuminated by flashing lights as the crowd roars, their cheers reverberating off the walls. TEOFIMO Lopez, the brash and brilliant former lightweight champion from Brooklyn, New York, strides toward the ring, his eyes locked forward, exuding a confidence that borders on defiance. Across from him, Pedro Campa, the rugged Mexican warrior from Guaymas, Sonora, walks with a quiet intensity, his fists taped and ready, his gaze steady. The air crackles with the promise of violence, the kind of raw, unscripted drama that only a boxing ring can deliver. This is no ordinary fight. This is TEOFIMO Lopez versus Pedro Campa, a clash of styles, wills, and nations, destined to end in a moment that will echo through the annals of the sport. Lopez, at 25, is already a name, etched in boxing lore. His stunning upset over Vasily Lomachenko in 2020 made him the unified lightweight champion, a prodigy who seemed untouchable. But the path since has been rocky. A loss to George Kambosos Jr. shook his aura of invincibility, and now, moving up to junior welterweight, he's out to prove he's still the future of the sport. His hands are quick, his footwork slick, and his mind sharper than ever. He's not just fighting Campa tonight, he's fighting for redemption, for legacy, for the right to call himself great. The crowd senses it, chanting his name, their voices. A tidal wave of expectation. Campa, 30, is no stranger to tough nights. With a record of 34 wins, 23 by knockout, he's a man who brings danger with every punch. He's not here to be a stepping stone. Mexico's boxing tradition runs deep, and Campa carries that pride in his blood. His style is relentless forward, pressure, heavy hands, and a chin forged in the fires of countless battles. He knows Lopez is the favorite, the star, the man with the spotlight. But Campa thrives in the shadows, where underdogs are born. He's come to Las Vegas not just to fight, but to shock the world, to land a blow that will reverberate from Nevada to Guaymas. The bell rings, and the fight begins with a cautious dance. Lopez circles, his feet light, his jab snapping out like a whip, testing Campa's defenses. Campa stalks forward, unfazed, his guard high, absorbing the jabs as he looks for an opening to unleash his power. The first round is a chess match, Lopez's speed against Campa's patience. The crowd leans forward. Sensing the storm brewing, Lopez lands a crisp 1-2 combination. But Campa counters with a heavy right hand that grazes Lopez's chin. A reminder that one mistake could end it all. The round ends with both men unscathed. But the tension is palpable. This is no sparring session. Round 2 sees Lopez turn up the heat. His footwork becomes a blur, angles opening and closing as he darts in and out, peppering Campa with combinations. A sharp left hook catches Campa on the cheek, and the crowd erupts. Lopez smells blood, his confidence surging. But Campa is no novice. He absorbs the punishment, his eyes locked on Lopez, waiting for his moment. Near the end of the round, Campa lands a thudding body shot that makes Lopez wince, a warning that the Mexican's power is real. The bell rings, and both fighters return to their corners, their chests heaving, their corners barking instructions. The third round shifts the momentum. Lopez, emboldened, begins to taunt, dropping his hands, daring Campa to come forward. It's a risky game, but Lopez thrives on bravado. He lands a dazzling 3-punch combo jab cross, uppercut that snaps Campa's head back. The crowd roars, sensing the tide turning. Campa, however, is undeterred. He presses forward, cutting off the ring, forcing Lopez to fight in close quarters. A looping overhand right from Campa misses by inches, and Lopez counters with a vicious hook to the body. The round ends with the fighters trading blows in the center of the ring, neither willing to give an inch. By the fourth, the fight is a war of attrition. Lopez's speed is still his edge, but Campa's relentless pressure is starting to wear on him. The Mexican's body shots are landing with more frequency, each one a sledgehammer to Lopez's midsection. Lopez responds with flair, spinning out of corners, landing flashy combinations that keep the crowd on its feet. But there's a subtle shift. Campa's durability is forcing Lopez to dig deeper than he expected. The round ends with a furious exchange. Lopez's speed against Campa's power. And the arena is electric, every punch met with a surge of noise. The fifth round is where the fight catches fire. Lopez, sensing the need to assert dominance, unleashes a barrage of punches, his hands a blur of precision. A straight right hand lands flush on Campa's jaw, staggering him for the first time. The crowd leaps to its feet, sensing the end. Lopez pounces, his combinations relentless, each punch thrown with bad intentions. But Campa, true to his Mexican roots, refuses to fold. He fires back with a desperate uppercut that catches Lopez off guard, forcing him to retreat. The round ends with both men bloodied but unbowed, the crowd chanting in a frenzy. Round 6 is a masterclass in resilience. Campa, his face swollen but his spirit unbroken, presses forward with renewed vigor. He lands a crushing left hook to Lopez's ribs, and for a moment, the former champion looks mortal. Lopez's legs wobble, but his instincts kick in. He clinches, buying time, then spins out and lands a counter right hand that stings Campa. The round becomes a brutal exchange, both men trading heavy blows, neither willing to back down. The bell rings, and the fighters stare each other down, a mutual respect forming in the crucible of combat. The 7th round is where destiny takes hold. Lopez, his corner urging him to finish the fight, comes out with a fire in his eyes. He's no longer the showman, no longer the prodigy playing to the crowd. He's a warrior, and this is his moment. He finds left, then unleashes a devastating right hand that catches Campa flush on the chin. Campa's knees buckle, his body swaying as the crowd roars. Lopez doesn't hesitate. He steps forward, landing a vicious left hook followed by a crushing uppercut. Campa hits the canvas, the impact echoing through the arena. The referee begins the count, but Campa's eyes are glassy, his body limp. The count reaches 10. And it's over. Teofimo Lopez has delivered a knockout for the ages. The crowd erupts, a tidal wave of sound washing over the ring. Lopez climbs the ropes, his fist raised, his face a mix of exhaustion and triumph. Campa, helped to his feet by his corner, nods in respect, his warrior's heart still beating despite the defeat. The announcer's voice booms over the speakers, declaring Lopez the winner by knockout, and the arena shakes with applause. This is boxing at its purest. 2 men, 1 ring, 1 moment that defines them both. In the aftermath, Lopez takes the microphone, his voice hoarse but steady. He speaks of his journey, of the doubters, of the loss that haunted him, and of the fire that still burns within. He thanks Campa for pushing him to the limit, for reminding him what it means to be a champion. Campa, ever the warrior, embraces Lopez, a gesture that speaks louder than words. The crowd cheers again, not just for the victory, but for the spirit of the sport, for the courage it takes to step into the ring. The lights dim, and the highlight reel begins to play on the arena's screens. Slow motion shots capture every moment, the jabs, the hooks, the knockout blow that ended it all. Fans watching at home, glued to their screens in high definition, relive the drama, the tension, the glory. Social media explodes.